I have not been taking my own advice. And here's what happened. I hate admitting this, but if you've been around me for a while, then you're going to know that transparency and vulnerability are core values of mine, very much part of my brand. So I want to share with you a bit of a behind the scenes look at how my launch of Purposeful Income Path went from a personal perspective. Now, from an external perspective, I'm really happy. It brings me so much joy to see people jumping into this program, going through the process, often out in nature. And some people have even started sending me back their completed workbooks because, if you didn't know, I'm offering a very special bonus in July where I will personally review your workbook for you and send you video feedback on things you might want to put a bit more thought into, any gaps that I can see, tips for holding yourself accountable, as well as my suggestions for next steps that you might want to think about on your path. It's a really fantastic opportunity, not only to get the clarity and focus that the Purposeful Income Path framework gives you, but then to get a second perspective on it from someone who does this work and follows this process with people like you all the time. So I'm really enjoying that. And if you want to take advantage of that special offer, go and get the framework now so you can work through it and send it to me by the end of the month. You'll find the link in the show notes or all over my website, regenerativeworklife.com. Okay, so that's how things are going for the launch, but here's how it went for me personally. And look, it wasn't disastrous. This isn't a big drama. I never expected perfection, but I definitely could have done this differently. And it's been a really valuable reminder for me of one of the core principles that I teach, both inside of the Purposeful Income Path and with my one-to-one coaching work with clients. And that is boundaries. Boundaries always come first. And honestly, I forgot that in this launch. There's actually a video inside Purposeful Income Path where I talk about the importance of boundaries and how once you've set them, they have to come above all else, even your financial goal. And if your financial goal doesn't align with your personal boundaries, then it's the goal that needs to change, not your boundaries. And I talk about how essential it is to trust your boundaries and not fall into that trap of thinking, okay, but if I want to be successful, then I'm just going to have to accept whatever it might be, working long hours, working when you don't want to work, taking on a certain type of client, whatever it might be. No, no, no. Boundaries come first. You want to work 15 hours. You want to work 15 hours so that you can pick your kids up from school every single day? That's your boundary. You want to take long summers off so that you can compete in international surf competitions? Great, that's your boundary. You never ever want to work a weekend ever again? Say it, own it. Set your boundaries in stone and build your work life around them. And that person that wants to work 15 hours a week so that they can be really present with their young children, that's me. Except I lost my way a bit. In the energy and excitement of launching my own framework to help others set regenerative work boundaries, I pushed mine aside. And here's the thing, this can happen on a regenerative path. We can end up abandoning our boundaries for, quote, good reasons. And I'm at a stage in my career now where I'm pretty firm. I don't really budge my boundaries for other people. I have a lot of confidence in my boundaries. I know why they're important. And right now, I'm really on fire about the launch. My creativity is flowing. I believe in this framework so much. I want people to feel the difference that it can make. And nothing is wrong with any of that if your boundaries stay strong. And mine didn't because I got swept up in that excitement. And so here's what happened. Around the time of the launch, I was checking my phone all the time, even without realizing it, just like doing that subconscious scroll of checking my social posts and my emails and any questions that had come in, whether anyone needed any support. And I was letting work seep right into family time with no clear distinction between the two. I was kind of using up any spare time I had to be listening to podcasts about launch or kind of doing like mindset work, and I just wasn't giving myself any non-launch headspace at all. My time in nature just kind of absolutely took a back seat. I was running on adrenaline. I was getting irritable with my kids because it kind of felt like they were getting in the way of me focusing on my work. And then I hit a kind of bit of an energy wall. And I'm not talking about full burnout. And I'm not talking about full burnout. And as I've said, I'm really proud of how the launch went from a client perspective. But I could have done much better on how I, and frankly my family, experienced the launch. And that really does matter to me. But here's the good news, okay? Here's the good news. The fix when we lose sight of our boundaries is really simple. Go back to your path. Revisit the boundaries that you've set. Remind yourself that your financial goal or whatever milestone or major occasion or opportunity inside of your business or career, it doesn't come before those boundaries. And if you need to, do some mindset work that reinforces those boundaries for you. For me, that sounds like choosing conscious thoughts like, I can build this business in balance with my family life. I have plenty of time. And this is a really big one for me. I am enough and I am doing enough, because I always feel that I can be doing more. I can always see opportunities to improve and to add. And again, it's not a bad thing in and of itself, but it really messes with my boundaries. And it's really important that I remind myself that I am enough. And look, this is a big part of the reason that I created the Purposeful Income Path, because we don't want to be trading working ourselves to the bone for someone else for working ourselves to the bone for our passion. That is not it. And I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of people have never even stopped to think about what their boundaries are. They just assume that they're going to have to launch themselves head in, they're going to have to give it everything they've got. But look, that's hustle culture, that's corporate grind, that is not regenerative work. Regenerative work should bring life, and that starts with our own. Are there times when your boundaries need to flex? Absolutely, yes. That was definitely the case with me in this launch. It was always going to take a little bit more. But when you do flex, you must do it consciously. So you need to literally rewrite your personal boundaries for that specific period of time and give it an end date, and be really clear that at that point you go back to your regular boundaries. Do not let it be an open-ended, well, it's just going to be a busy period, because guess what? It is always going to be a busy period. Take it from someone who was an entrepreneur for 15 years. There were no quiet periods. Okay, so let's summarize how you can do it differently when it comes to boundaries so that you can achieve those exciting, empowering goals. You can have the impact that you want to have, but you can do it in a way that feels balanced and healthy and energizing. So number one, make sure you've written your boundaries down. So many people have never even done this simple step. It is not enough to have them in your head. They need to be written down. Number two, put those boundaries in the context of your financial goals and the work that you choose to do. This is exactly what Purposeful Income Path will help you do. And you can complete that process in less than an hour. Highly recommend you take a look, and also take advantage of the summer bonus of getting my direct feedback on your path. Number three, if you need to adapt your boundaries, do it consciously and with a specific end date. Number four, revisit your boundaries regularly, not so that you can change them, but to make sure that you are honoring them. And number five, if you need to, remind yourself why you set those boundaries in the first place. Is it because of family connection? Is it because of personal pursuits or your health, or because you want to prioritize time and connection with nature? Whatever it is, being really clear on the why for those boundaries is going to help you to hold them really firmly. I hope that this episode on boundaries has been helpful to you. And now I'm about to sign off for the day, and I'm going to take my kids to the beach, because that work matters just as much as this. I look forward to seeing you here again next week.